Good morning, my dear students, class 11. Today, I will start with the chapter that is Portrait of a Lady, written by one of the greats of all time, Khushwant Singh, from the book Haunted. So take out your books. I will be giving you 30 seconds and then we will start with the chapter. Okay, my dear students, before starting with the chapter, let's talk about the author, Khushwant Singh. My dear student, Khushwant Singh was born on 2nd February 1915, that is 15, in Pakistan. He died on March 20th, 2014, Delhi. Okay. Now talking about Khushwant Singh, he was not only an author, he was a lawyer, diplomat, journalist and a politician as well. His best work was a novel written, and the name of the novel is Train to Pakistan, which he wrote in 1956, and later in 1998 that was taken, the story was taken in a film. During his lifetime, he was given 2 awards, Padma Bhushan and Padma Vibhushan. So that talks about the greatness of Khushwant Singh. He was taking part in active politics also. Not talking about the chapter, the Portrait of a Lady is his own story that he writes. The 2 main important characters are his grandmother and Khushwant Singh. The relationship, as Khushwant Singh is growing up in age, the grandmother is also growing more in age. So the relationship, to start with, the relationship is very good. But as the life prolongs, he goes out to study in English medium school, then the conversation is declining. Later, he goes abroad for his further studies and then he comes back. So at different stages, the friendship, the bond between Khushwant Singh and of course the grandmother, it is on the declining mode. And finally one day she passes away. So this is what it is all about. You must have a pencil in your hand, okay? I'll read out the chapter and with the difficult meaning I will tell you the meaning of the difficult words also. Okay, so let's start. The Portrait of a Lady, written by Khushwant Singh. Okay. My grandmother, now this is the grandmother of Khushwant Singh, like everybody's grandmother, was an old woman, obviously. She had been old and wrinkled. Wrinkled होता है, दुनिया जो चेहरे पे होती है, as you must have seen. For the 20 years that I had known her, people said that she had once been young and pretty. Now people used to say, relatives, that once she was young, the grandmother, and she was good looking. And had even had a husband. That was hard to believe. Being Khushwant Singh, it was hard to believe that once the grandmother of Khushwant Singh, she was young and she was having a husband also. My grandfather's grandmother, now Khushwant Singh is talking about his grandfather. Okay, grandfather's portrait is a pic hung above the mantelpiece. A mantelpiece is a place, a decorated thing on the chimney. Okay, it is on the fireplace. A projected, you can say projected piece on the fireplace in the drawing room. He wore a big turban. A turban is a pagri and loose fitting clothes. His long white beard, his dadi, covered the best part of his chest. The beard was long enough to cover the complete part of the chest, and it was white in color, of course. And he looked at least 100 years old. He did not look the sort of a person who would have a wife or children, and even the grandfather was also looking the same, that he would not be having grandchildren or a wife. He looked as if he could have lots of grandchildren. It was only a way that he can have lots of grandchildren only because of his age. As for my grandmother, being young and pretty, so it was both for the same. It was not appealing that both of them, they were young and they were good looking at one time. As for my grandmother, being young and pretty, the thought was revolting. Revolting means I was not ready to believe that people said that once she was young and she was beautiful. She often told us of the games she used to play as a child. That seemed like absurd. Absurd means something that is not clear and difficult to believe. And undignified. Dignified, opposite is undignified. Okay. On a par, and we treated it like the fable. Fable means a story of prophet. Prophet is saints. She used to tell us. We used to believe that she is telling the fable, the stories of prophets. That is not her own story. She had always been short. Her height was not. She was not too much tall and fat. Strongly built and slightly bent from the backbone. Her face was crisscross of wrinkles from here to there. Wrinkles were going here and there. No, we were certain she had always been as we had known her. That means Khushwant Singh believed that she was always been old. She can never be young. So terribly old that she could not have grown older and had stayed at the same age for 20 years. We believe that for 30 years she has been of the same age. She could never have been pretty. And we believed, Khushwant Singh believed that she could never have been pretty. Pretty means good looking. But she was always beautiful. She hobbled. Hobble means you must have seen old people when they face difficulty in walking. That is said to be hobbling. About the house was spotless white, with one hand resting on her waist here to balance her stoop. Stoop is said to be a slightly bent body. And the other telling the beads of a rosary. Beads means banke hote, rosary ke. You must have seen old people. Okay. Rosary is mala. Okay. Her silver locks is hairs. Silver means white in color. Was gathered untidily over her pale. Pale means yellow. Puckered means a face with a lot of tension, old age, and her lips constantly moving in audible prayer. And she used to keep on saying prayers. That was not audible. It was inaudible. Yes, she was beautiful. She was like the winter landscape in the mountains. The winter landscape, as the snow covers the mountains. Her beauty has been covered with that, along with the hairs also. An expanse of pure white serenity. Serenity is said to be peace, breathing peace and contentment. And if you see her, you will believe or think that she is having peace in her brain and mind, and then she is contented. Content means satisfied, whatever she is attaining in her life. My grandmother and I Khushwant Singh, were good friends. My parents left me with her when they went to live in the city. Now, from here the bonding will start between Khushwant Singh and, of course, his grandmother. Now, Khushwant Singh will be left in the village place, and the parents of Khushwant Singh, they are settling in city. Okay? So now only grandmother is there to take care of. From here the bonding will start. To live in the city, and we were constantly together. She used to wake me up in the morning and get me ready for school. Okay, she was there. She said her prayer, morning prayer, in the monotonous, same thing when you see again and again, that is said to be monotonous, something that is boring. sing songs while she bathed and dressed me in the hope that I would listen. And then she used to keep on saying the prayers when she was bathing him. But she wanted, the grandmother wanted that Khushwant Singh should learn the prayers. But he never, only he listened to her voice because he loved her voice of Khushwant. And get to know it by heart. I listened because I loved her voice, I told you before also, but never bothered to learn it. Then she would fetch my wooden slate. It was a wooden slate before, which she had already washed and plastered with yellow chalk, a tiny earthen piece of ink pot and a red pen. Okay, we used to dip and then we used to write. Tie them in a bundle and had it to be unwrapped. The thing was able to help him go to school. The grandmother will also accompany him. Okay. After a breakfast of a thick steak with basi, purani, chapati with a little bun and a sugar spread on it, we went to school. Okay. We had breakfast and then went to school. She carried several steak chapatis with her for the village dogs. My grandmother always went to school with me because the school was attached to the temple. It was a temple, Gurdwara. The priest taught us the alphabet and the morning prayer, where the children sat in the rows on the either side of the veranda singing the alphabets of the prayers in a chorus. My grandmother sat inside reading the scriptures. She kept on reading the books related to God's goodness. When we had both finished, we would walk back together. This time the village dog would meet us at the temple door. They followed us to our house, grunting and fighting with each other for the chapatis we threw to them. The chapatis were threw to them, and these dogs they growl and run. When my parents were comfortably settled in the city, they sent for us. Now, both of them, who, Khushwant Singh and the grandmother, they will be shifted to city. That was a turning point in their friendship, of course. Although we share the same room, they have the same room in the city. My grandmother no longer came to school with me. I used to go to an English school in a motor bus. Okay. There were no dogs in the street, and she took to feeding sparrows. She decided to feed some sparrows in the courtyard of our city house. City house courtyard means पीछे का हिस्सा है उसको बोलते हैं. As the years rolled means passed by, we saw less of each other. For some time, she continued to wake me up and get me ready for school. When I came back, she asked me would the teacher stop. I would tell her that they are being taught English words and little things of Western science learning, the law of gravity, its principle, and all these things. Now, after listening to all these things, she used to become unhappy because she believed that there are no things or the chapters taught related to God's good essays. Okay. She did not believe in the things they taught us at the English school and was distressed that there was no teaching about God and the scriptures. One day I announced that we were being given music lessons. It was very disturbing for her. She got disturbed. To her, music was lewd. Lewd means something that is not good, unpleasant. Okay, ashleet jisko bolte hain. Association. It was a monopoly of harlots. Harlots means ladies with bad character and beggars are not meant for gentlefolk. He said, music should not be associated with the gentle people. She said nothing, but her silence and disapproval. She really talked to me after that. She did not feel good that whatever is being taught in the English medium school, the association was less between both of them. They did not discuss. The grandmother never wanted to discuss more of the things with Khushwant. Okay. And then, when I went up to university, I was given a room of my own. The common link of friendship was snapped. Families break down. My grandmother accepted her seclusion. Seclusion means loneliness with the resignation. She was there. She was ready to give. If there was no one to talk to her, she was ready to resign. She was wanting to spend her life according to her own wishes. Okay. She really left her spinning wheel to talk to someone. From sunrise to sunset, she sat by us, wheel spinning and silent prayer. She only, the work that she did was only to pray and to feed the sparrows. Only in the afternoon she relaxed for a while to feed the sparrows. While she sat in the veranda breaking the bread into little bits, bread means chapatis, of course, hundreds of little birds collected now, creating a veritable bedlam. Bedlam means shouting of chirping. There was so much of chirping and shouting because of the presence of sparrows, birds. Some came and perched on their legs to sit, others on her shoulder, some even sat on her head. She smiled but never shooed them. She never got angry on them. It used to be the happiest half hour of the day for us. All these birds got collected and she was very happy to spend time with them. When I decided to go abroad for further studies, I was sure the grandmother would be upset. I would be away for 5 years and he was going abroad for 5 years for further studies. At that age, one could never tell. But my grandmother could. She was not even sentimental. She was not at all emotional that I was going abroad. She came to leave me at the railway station, but did not talk or show any emotion. She was not having any emotions. Okay. Her lips moved in prayer, her mind was lost in prayer. Her fingers were busy telling the beads of a rosary. Suddenly she kissed my forehead, and when I left, I cherished the moist rain. The saliva was there on the forehead of Khushwant Singh, and that was the last physical contact that he had. But that was not so. After 5 years, I came back and was met by her at the station. She was there, standing at the station. She did not look a year older. She was looking absolutely the same as she was looking 5 years older, 5 years before, sorry. She still had no time for words. She did not talk much. And while she clasped left knees to her in her arms, I could hear her reciting her prayers. Even on the first day of my arrival, her happiest moments were with the sparrows. She did not spend time with Khushwant Singh, but her best time spent was with the sparrows, of course, whom she fed longer and with frivolous. Frivolous is unimportant. Rebuke means she had longer with frivolous. Rebuke means when you shout at someone, that is said to be rebuking. Okay. In the evening, a change came over. She did not pray. She collected the women of her neighborhood, got an old drum and started to sing. And called the ladies, old ladies of the close by area, and then she started to sing. For several hours she thumped the sagging. Sagging means a bit loose. Okay. Skin on the dilapidated drum. It was a broken drum, almost not good in shape. Okay. And the sagging, the upper part was also a bit loose. Okay. The skin of the animal. And sang of the homecoming warriors. We had to persuade means to ask her, to request her to stop to avoid overstrain. We were worried about that she may overstrain. That was the first time since I had known her that she did not pray. That was for the first time I have seen her that particular day that she did not pray. The next morning she was taken ill. It was a mild fever. And the doctor told her that it will go away. But my grandmother, she thought differently. She said that her last time has come. Okay, her time is near. She said that since only a few hours before the close of the last chapter of her life, she had omitted to pray. Omitted means to move, not to do. That is said to remove. She was not going to waste any time talking to us. We protested, but she ignored our protest. She lay peacefully in bed. Now she's praying, okay? Praying and telling her peace. Even before we could suspect, her lips stopped moving and the closely fell from her lifeless finger, and she was no more. A peaceful pallor means yellowness spread on her face, and we knew that she was dead. We lifted off the bed, and as is the custom, laid her on the ground and covered with a red shawl. Shawl is coffin. After a few hours of mourning means weeping, we left her alone to make arrangements for her funeral. In the evening, we went to her room with a crude stretcher to take her to be cremated. Okay. Cremation, when the body is cremated. The sun was setting and had lit her room and veranda, and it was a blaze of golden light. Golden light was coming in. Was of course sun rays. We stopped halfway in the courtyard, all over the veranda, right up to where she lay dead and stiff, wrapped in the red shawl. Thousands of sparrows sat scattered on the floor. There was no chirping. Now even these sparrows are knowing that the lady is dead. We felt sorry for the birds, and my mother fetched some bread for them. She broke into small little crumbs, the way grandmother used to do, and threw it to them. The sparrow took no notice of them. They were not there to eat. They were there to make homage to the lady who has been so good for so years with them. Okay? When we carried my grandmother corpse, dead body, they flew away quietly. Next morning, the sweeper swept the crumbs that bit into the dust. So that ends the chapter. At the end, we come to know that even these birds and animals, they also have feeling. Okay? So, my dear students, you still have any problem, you can share your views, and thank you.